Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of c0wg0d Plays Sandlot. My name is c0wg0d, and I am once again going to be bringing you some fun, interesting things about Minecraft. Today, it's not really anything Sandlot related, but it's something that you probably spend a good 30 to 50% of your time dealing with in Minecraft, and that is managing your inventory. This is a big thing in Minecraft, obviously, because half the game is about crafting, right? So, you know, you get a bunch of chests and you get a bunch of items and you collect all this loot and it makes you feel so great, and then when you get it all in a chest in your house, it looks like this. It's all junky and it's just a huge mess, right? So we're going to clean this all up today, and I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on how to better manage your inventory, how to manage your chests and all that kind of thing. And yeah, we're just going to have a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys get something out of this. I know probably a lot of people won't learn anything new from this video, but I do have a couple things that I think might help you anyway. So please stick with me and let's check it out. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give you guys a little scenario here, and I want you to see if you can notice anything wrong with it. So in this chest here I have some stuff for brewing. So just watch and see if you notice anything weird about this. Gonna take one of those. Gonna take one of those. One of those. One of those. And then we're gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna put that there, and that there, and that there, and then I'm gonna put that there. Okay, did you notice anything weird there? It's hopefully apparent, maybe not, but that's okay. So you can click and move things back and forth like this from your chests to your inventory. But there's a much quicker way. If you hold shift and just left click it, it'll move back and forth really quickly from your inventory to your chests, and it's a much faster way to move things around. There's a bunch of other stuff we're going to go over, and we're going to get to that in a second. And the shift clicking things, it works on all kinds of things. It works on chests, it works on brewing stands, it works in ender chests and not crafting tables, but it works in furnaces, anvils, enchantment tables, all kinds of stuff. So instead of clicking and moving these out, I can just hold shift and click and they'll come out right out of the brewing stand. And if I go get 3 more, I can shift click, put these in my inventory, and then come back and shift click to put them in, and then I can shift click that and it'll go in the correct spot up there. So it's very handy and a lot easier to deal with. And oops, that's not going to work, is it? Take that out of there. I need another wart. Alright, okay. Up here, put that in there, and it'll go to town. Okay, so that's the first thing, is shift clicking. Very important, and that will do an entire stack at a time. So if I'm down here and there's a stack of something I want and I shift click it, it'll put the whole stack in my inventory, and it's going to do it from right to left in your inventory. So it's and from bottom to top. So if I didn't have anything here, this would be the first spot something would go into. So if I shift click the dirt, it'll automatically go into this bottom spot. Now that's not entirely accurate, because you'll see it didn't put the whole stack here, it put some here, and that's because I already had some in your inventory. So for example, if I have, okay, let me put this back. If I have some dirt already in my inventory, first it's going to take whatever's here and it's going to fill up this stack to be a full stack before it does anything else. So when I shift click this one, it's going to add 3 here to make this a full stack, and it'll put whatever's left down here on this. So You see, that's how that works. Okay, and then if I shift click here, it'll just go back to the first available spot. But the same thing would happen up here. If I only had like half of a stack and I shift click, it's going to fill up that one first, then that one, and then it'll put the rest into this stack. So that's how shift clicking works. The next thing I was going to tell you about is, and by the way, I'm going to say click like 1,000 times in this video, so I'm sorry if it gets repetitive. But just about everything in Minecraft is clicking anyway, right? So there's lots of clicking. And if you're on a Macintosh with a button with one mouse, I'm not actually sure how that works. I think you guys have a separate key on your keyboard that you can use, but I'm not very familiar with that. I just run on Windows. So anyway, if you right-click a full stack of something, it's going to split it in half. So instead of left-clicking, which picks up the whole stack, I can right-click, and it's going to give me half of whatever that stack is. And if I right-click it again, it'll give me half again. And if I right-click again, I get half again, all the way down until it's one thing. So that's how that works. And if you right click that, it just picks it up. Same as left click. Doesn't make a difference. So that's how right clicking works. Let's see. If you wanted to craft, let's say we wanted to make some stone bricks. So let's just take half a stack of stone by right clicking, and then let's go to the crafting table here. We could have used this one, our little slot here, but either way, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if you left click and pick this up, then normally you would do click, click, right click, and then you get a stack, right? And then you take that, and then if you click, 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 that it works like that, right? And you could shift click out of there to get that. But there's an even quicker way, and that is if you hold the right click button and just drag, so I'm just dragging there, you can do it over multiple spots at once without having to click 4 separate times. You just click one time. Okay, and then I can shift click to get those back. So that's holding right click and dragging. You can also hold left click and drag, and that's going to do a whole stack at a time. It's going to evenly distribute however many items you had in your hand into those number of slots. So there's 24 blocks, it's 4 slots, so it's going to be 6 per stack. So that's, or 6 per spot. So that's how that works. All right, let me get my potions going here. Just put some of that in there. So you shift click and put that in there. Okay, so let's see what's next. Double clicking. So if you double click an item, it will group up as much of it as it can into a single stack. So you'll see we have, let's look at the dirt for example. We have all this dirt, right? And if you wanted a full stack of dirt and you want to like get rid of this and this and this and this, so instead of clicking and putting them all together like this, which can be really tedious, right? You can just double click. Let me just get it back to how we had it so you can see how it works. If I say double click this stack, which is not a full stack, what it's going to do is it's going to search everything in this chest and your inventory, and it's going to make as full of a stack as it can. So if I double click, you'll see it took all these different dirt blocks in one swoop and it put them all into a single stack. So that is really, really helpful. If you had, let's just say we only had half a stack of dirt here, but we have a bunch in our inventory. If we double click, it's going to take it out of our inventory and put it into our stack that we had in our with our mouse cursor. So that's another very handy way to group a bunch of items that are all separated and get them all in one spot. All right, you can do the same thing with multiple stacks if you shift double click. So for example, I've got all this dirt in my inventory. Let's just make a couple more stacks so you can see how this works. Now if you pick up a stack of something and then you hold shift and you double click another stack, it's going to take every single one that it has room for in the chest, and it's going to put them up here automatically. So if I hold shift and I double click, oh, I missed it. Let me do it again. Hold shift, double click. Oh, maybe it has to be a full stack. Aha, okay, so it has to be a full stack. That part I wasn't sure about. So let's do this again. Just make a couple more. So if you have something that's not a full stack and one that is, you can shift, double click, and my mouse is a little weird, so it's kind of bouncing around, but hopefully your guys' mouse works a little better than mine, and it just goes automatically up into the chest, which is very, very handy if you have many things you're transferring around all the time. Okay. Next is if you want to drop items. So a lot of people trade things all the time, or they want to get rid of stuff and just toss it out. So normally, you know, you'd switch to the item and then you push the Q key by default, and it throws them on the ground one at a time, right? Well, if you want to drop a whole stack, you know, I see people do this all the time, where they click and click and click and click and click to drop a whole stack. And this is really, really frustrating because there's a much easier way to do this. So there's a few different ways, actually. If you open your inventory and you just click here, and if you want to drop the whole stack, you just click anywhere outside of your GUI here with your inventory. Hey, look. Yeah, look, see that? Ooh. Anyway, you left click outside of the gray box, and it'll automatically drop the whole stack like that. Okay? And then you pick it up again, and if you only wanted to drop a couple of these, there's a few different ways to do that too. So you can either pick it up and then you can right click over here and it'll drop one at a time like that. Or you can hold your cursor over it and push the Q key, and that will drop one at a time also. And was there another way? Oh, and then to drop a whole stack, you can hold Control and push Q with your mouse cursor over it, like that. And so that can be really handy if you're like doing a large trade with somebody, or you're getting rid of a whole bunch of things at once. So let me just grab all this rotten flesh, and then we'll go back upstairs. And let's say I just wanted to get rid of all this rotten flesh at once. So I can hold Control, and I can push Q, 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 and it's all gone. Very quick, very simple, and a great way to drop lots of things at once. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for inventory management. So now, with all that stuff that we know now, we can organize this chest to be in much better shape, so it's much easier for us to find things. So what we can do is we can just shift click, take all this stuff out of here. Okay, well, we can't do it all for now, but that's okay. So the way I do it, and many people do it, is you want to have a few spots where stuff will automatically fall into when you are shift clicking from your inventory into your chests. So let's say we wanted to put stone bricks across the top. So I'm going to hold the right mouse button and I'm going to drag across. Okay, so now that means when we shift click anything in our inventory, as we said before, it's going to fall into one of these slots because these aren't full stacks, and it's going to start from left and go to the right. So when I shift click these 8, it's going to go up here to this first one like that. Okay, and if this one was in our inventory, it's going, if we shift click here, it's going to fill up this stack, and it's going to put whatever's left over into the next stack. Oh, that was exactly a stack, so that didn't work. But if we had more stone bricks, that's where they would have gone. Okay, and then let's say we want to have a row of smooth stone like that. Then we can do that, and then we can shift click, or shift double click. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, when you shift double click, it picks them all up, so that wasn't a very smart idea. But You can shift click like this and it'll automatically add them like that. Let's do the same thing with dirt, and we can do this. And you can also click this way. So I think I mentioned this already, but if you left click here, it's going to fill up that stack and put the remainder in your hand. And then you can do it that way and just fill these up like this. So there's many different ways to do this. Okay, let's put the stone in there, and then we can do a row of cobblestone like that. Okay, and we got gravel. Okay, we got spider eyes. Let's do the spider eyes like that. Let's do the string like this. Let's do gunpowder. I guess we got more gunpowder. And then we got rotten flesh. Let's only do 4 stacks of gunpowder. Yeah. And we'll do rotten flesh here. And okay, well, we're out of spots. So I mean, there's a bajillion different ways to organize your inventory. We could just do half a thing for cobble and put our glass here. And we could put our gravel here. And we could put well, I guess let's get rid of our dirt like that. Put those like that. And then once we have it like this, of course we got too much rotten flesh here. We'd probably want another chest, but whenever you go out hunting, then let's say, you know, we got all this stuff. Let's just pretend that we went out hunting and we killed a bunch of zombies and spiders and skeletons, and we're coming back, and now instead of having to fumble around with messing with all this, we just shift click, shift click, shift click, and everything just goes in their right spot, good to go. And you know, real simple, real quick, and it's a good way to manage your inventory like that. Let's see. Let me take a quick break and I'll see if there's anything else I forgot. I'll be right back. Okay, I remember the other thing I wanted to talk about. So a lot of people like to use this trick you can do with the snow golems to make snowballs. You know, pretty much an infinite supply of snowballs, and then turn those into snow blocks, which is, you know, which is great. However, managing those snowballs in your inventory to turn them into blocks is a huge pain in the neck. So first of all, I'll show you guys how you build one of these things. So you need 2 pistons, and you put them like this and like that. And then you want to build a little cage for your snowman like this, or snow golem, I should say. And then you put your snow golem in there with 2 snow blocks and a pumpkin, and you want to give him a roof so he won't melt, although, well, yeah, I think he melts with rain, so you want to make sure you do that. And then in between where the 2 pistons are, you put a block, and then you put a lever, and it pushes him to the side, and then it gives you a little patch of snow here. And since he makes snow wherever he goes, it kind of pushes him onto this block, even though he's not really standing on the block. And then when you mine it, it's, well, it's supposed to not go away. Oh, there it goes. Okay. It's just a little glitchy. So anyway, and then you can mine and mine and mine, or shovel, dig and dig and dig and dig, and get tons of snowballs like this, and then, you know, turn them into snowballs. Well, the normal way you do that, what do you want? You can't. Oh, I should have thrown snowballs at you. Oh, missed opportunity. Okay, so then, you know, you click, you drag, bring these up here like this, and you shift click and you get the things, and that is a pain. Did I hear another zombie? Hi. You want to have a snowball fight? Come on, bring it on. Snowball to the face. Oh, I'm out of snowballs. Okay. No. Take that. Hey, where'd you get that sword? Oh, you didn't give it to me? No fair. Okay. Want some of this? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to make a bunch more. Whoa, hello. Be careful. I'm going to get a bunch more snow here, and I will show you guys a much easier way than clicking and dragging and all this business. So you got to pretty much get a full inventory's worth before this will work. So, oh, I got a long ways to go. I might cut this out of the video because this is pretty boring to watch. Okay, so I got a ton of snowballs now. My inventory is completely full. So like I was saying, instead of clicking, moving up like this, oh, it just takes ages. What you can do instead is with your hotbar down here, you can actually use your number keys to correspond to these slots down here. So this is slot 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., all the way down to 9. And if you hover over a crafting area, you can do this either in your little crafting square here or on a crafting table, either one. And if you click the key corresponding to the hotbar number down there, then it will move that item to where your cursor is. So if I push 1, I get my sword in that spot, which is pretty handy. So if I do it down here and push 1, it does nothing. That doesn't work. But anyway, so what you can do is then you can fill up your whole inventory, and it can be with anything. It can either be with snowballs or with other junk that's not snowballs. It doesn't really matter. It will matter once you get to having fewer snowballs than what fills up your inventory. But anyway, so this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th slot. So if I push the number 7, I'm going to get snowballs. And since there's some still on the ground down here, I can just keep pushing 7, and it's going to just pick up whatever's on the ground and stick it automatically in that slot because everything else is full. So I can just keep pushing 7 and then shift click 7, 7, 7, 7, shift click 7, 7, 7, 7, shift click. So I can't shift click because I have no more spots. So in that case, you can just pick this up, put it here, drop those, and then shift click and get the rest that way, and then just keep going on like this. And okay, I'm out now. So see, I still have all these, but there's no more on the ground, so the pushing the number 7 doesn't work anymore. But so that's why sometimes you know, if I drop all these and if I fill this up with glass, if I can do it quick enough like this, just fill all these slots up with glass or arrows, whatever. Ah, I tell you, inventory management is crazy. And one more. Okay. Oh, well, I'm number 8 now, but whatever. It doesn't matter. So we go 8, 8, and oh, I need 2 more there. Shift click. 8, 8, 8, 8. 8, 8, 8, 8. So that's how that works. And then you can just combine those and do it again. And you just keep doing that, and it's way, way faster. The other thing you can use your number keys for, a really nice, handy trick, is when you die and you lose all your stuff on the ground. So let me just toss my entire inventory out here. If I can quit picking it back up. And I'm sure this has happened to you guys, and it's so frustrating, and you try to get everything back, and when you grab it all, oh, nothing's in the right spot, man. Okay, well, it's super easy. So all you got to do is you just hover over your hotbar order that you probably have memorized at this point. So my sword is always 1, so I hover over the sword and I push 1, and then I find my bow and I push 2, and then I do this and I push 3 and then 4 and 5. Food is always 9 for me. And what it does is it obviously it sorts it, but it switches places with whatever item was currently in that slot. So right now I have this oak wood in slot 8. Well, if I wanted it to be my golden shovel, I'd push 8 on the golden shovel and it's just going to switch those two items like that. So, and it'll keep doing it back and forth if you push the corresponding key. So that's how that works. It's very handy when you die, like I said, or for doing snowballs, snow blocks, like I said. And there's tons of other uses too. So I think I covered everything, guys. If you have any other questions, please let me know. But I hope this really helps you, and I hope after watching this that you guys no longer drop a single item at a time when you're trading a stack with somebody, because that's kind of frustrating. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope it was useful to you, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Bye.